Welcome again, Scorpio. It's April 2016. Dadhichi is my name. For those of you that don't know, welcome back to those that visit me here once a month. For those of you that are new, this is a snapshot of your Scorpio horoscope. If you know your lunar sign or your rising sign, you may be able to apply some of what I'm going to say to those particular charts as well. It's been a really long haul for Scorpios. You know, the whole mechanism of your value system, the way you earn money, and the pressure that you may have been under, at least some of you anyhow, may now be starting to see a breakthrough. But what comes to mind immediately is the age-old adage that you can work hard, but it's far better to work smart. You know, I look at all of where I live here, we have the caribou and the cows in the field, and I see them working from sun up to sundown, working really, really, really hard. And at the end of their lives, they sort of drop down dead, and they don't have anything to show for it. So, hard work is admirable, but it needs to be coupled with smart work, and that's the significance, I believe, of the impending Mars-Saturn conjunction in your second house right now, Scorpio. Mars is one of your rulers. It's moving in the friendly sign of Sagittarius, but it's moving towards that slower moving Saturn. Now, strangely, before it even gets to that full conjunction, that'll happen a few months from now, it will go into retrogression on April 17th. I'm jumping around a bit here because I want to keep to the themes that appear to be going on here. Some of you too will find, coupled with this second house conjunction, second house being income, what you value, you have the sixth house, Uranus, Mercury, Sun. On the 6th, Venus moving into that area, and then on the 7th, a new moon, the lunar position in conjunction with the Sun. Pardon me. The 6th house is the house of debt, and therefore you're working so hard to pull that cash in, with this 6th house showing a whole lot of different avenues of expenditure that may be plaguing you right now. And there's not much relief from Jupiter. You see, Jupiter's moving in the 11th house of profits now, retrogression. Fortunately, it's coming into the conjunction of the North Node, and hopefully over the next few weeks you'll see an amplification of its ability to give you some profits. Now, for those of you that are in business, this is going to be more significant than for those who are, working week to week for a paycheck. Now, the new moon occurring in your 6th house shows a whole new strategy, whole new approach to what it is you're doing in your work. And I dare say that some of you are really fed up of, the 9 to 5, the same old grind. And if you've been following me over the last few years, you know one of my important sort of philosophies in life is that you do what you love to do. Now, that's hard when you've got bills to pay. But if you're simply like the caribou that I mentioned in the field, working hard, without engaging this, then you're going to be dominated by this idea of hard work, which is necessarily to sustain the debts that you have in life. And that's just a vicious circle. So the new moon is showing us not only a shift in your thinking, a shift away from doing what you think must be done because that's the way it's always been done. In your work, it shows a whole fresh outlook. You may have some brilliant ideas because Mercury moves to the conjunction of Uranus in that same area on the 1st of April. So your brain is really getting into gear here to, think outside the square, to be a little more progressive in the way you approach your work associates, the work itself. In other words, if you're not doing work that is fulfilling to you, then now is the time under the new moon to make some efforts to changing that. So, you've got this Mars and Saturn, which is telling us, hard work, get that money, then you can pay all those debts. But getting to the root of the tree is, hang on, you could be doing that all your life and still never being happy. So the root of the tree is actually getting down deep into figuring out what it is you'd love to do. What it is you can do within the context of what you're doing already that can be done better, more joyfully, more spiritually plugged in. And that is your task this month, Scorpio. What else have we got here for you? Look, the other important thing apart from that is the full moon that takes place on the 23rd. I'm not going to give you too much of this stuff. I think that a couple of points for you month by month. We don't need to have every single aspect. We'd be here forever and a day. But these are the critical ones. The full moon taking place in your sun sign is pretty important. It's not the best place. In fact, it's the worst place for the moon. The fact that it's full and it rules your 9th house of lack, past karma, etc. And along with the new moon taking place in that 6th house, I think this is a turning point this month for you, notwithstanding the hard conjunction of Mars and Saturn, and that's still got to play out till around August. I think you're going to be home and hosed after that. And you must avoid any disputes over money. That may not be avoidable, because karma being what it is, we can try to sidestep things, but if it's your destiny to engage in those sort of disputes and struggles, you'll have to do that. But at least maintain that inner composure and take control of your inner self so that you can get through that. Relationships we haven't talked about. Let's have a look at Venus, which is the ruler of Taurus, which is the 7th ruler of your horoscope, ruling your marriage, most intimate relationships, along with Jupiter. But Venus, as I said, moves to the 6th house. That takes place on the 6th. That's not so good. That can indicate health problems to the partner, some debts that will be incurred by your spouse or lover. That could be where some of those disputes are coming from, so you need to handle that with a bit of grace. And then it moves fairly quickly, because it does move into, well, actually it moves into the 6th house on the 6th, that's your workplace, and then out of that position, let's have a look there. It actually doesn't move out of there for some time, so you'll be able to enjoy the benefits of Venus enlightening you in your workplace. Venus will move to your marital sector in the next month after April, but while it's here, you do need to look at the 6th house as service as well. So this could be, I guess, lifting your partner. This requires some unconditional love on your part. It may require you to help that person by advising them on their health issues, because the 6th house being health, debts, and also enemies. It's not good to have the planet ruling your partner moving through that 6th house, because it indicates enmity between the two of you. So try to curb your willful ways, your demands this month, even if they have done something untoward. Use a bit more of a passive approach, persuasive approach to get what you want. And by the end of the month, we see the retrogression of your ruling planet Mars. Well, it starts on the 17th, but that empowers you. The retrogression of a planet is a very good thing if it's a friendly planet, which Mars is. And that, I think, could start to introduce some better income streams for you, as well as more self-confidence, because these two are often tied in. I know they shouldn't be, but they are. So that's something to look forward to after the second half of the month as well. I'll be back next month. Astrology.com.au is your stopover. That's got a whole lot of other information for you, and for more personal work, detailed personal one-on-one guidance if you want that. I'll put my hand up for that. If you want to talk to me, just email me here, visit the site. Be more than happy to see what I can do to help you. Take care until next month. Have a good one. Bye-bye.